This Kirsche situation has gotten far, far, far out of hand. How out of hand, you ask? 3 days ago I wanted to report on this, but I couldn't because I was so angry. Because this could happen to any of us. No matter how big or small you are, and it should never happen at all. But here we are. So, I'll just get to the point. The vTuber Kirsche has been forced to flee her home over death threats and says she has to go away for a while. If you watched the stream that she said this in, you already know why. I already made a video on part of it even. And other people have as well. This has to do with the person named Anna Valens who went out of her way to publish defamation hit pieces on Kirsche on Vice. And then when Kirsche threatened legal action, which she has the right to, considering defamation is against the law, those articles were taken down and Anna Valens fled to wherever she went to. And her fans in response decided to send Kirsche death threats. And Anna Valens has done nothing to go out of her way to tell her fans not to do so. Something that any responsible creator, or person for that matter, should do in a situation like this, or in any situation for that matter. Just because you don't agree with something that happened, and just because you don't like someone, it doesn't give you the right to threaten them on the internet. Because any one of you keyboard warriors are cowards in real life. If you have the audacity to threaten someone's safety and livelihood to a point where they don't feel safe staying in the place where they are supposed to feel the most comfortable and the most serene, you are a different breed of human being. Subpar. I'm hopping off the fence for this one, because there's no devil's advocate to play here. I suppose the only devil's advocate card I could play is, oh, they hurt somebody that I like, so I need to make them feel hurt. I need to get revenge for someone else because they can't. Who are you? You're a fan. That's it. You're not the person. You're not an extension of them. Stop acting like it. You are nothing. Especially if you go around threatening people. The point is, you shouldn't do it. I'm not even angry specifically at just this. But this thing keeps happening. Where creators have to tell their fans not to do it, and some fans still go around doing it. This is not okay. You do not make people feel so unsafe that they can't even sleep in their own bedroom. Sanctity and solitude go right out the window when you do things like this. When you act in this manner of buffoonery. When you degrade yourself from human being down to monkey because your brain is the size of an ant. Truly. An aneurysm with Wi-Fi. I'm sorry for going on a little tangent, but if you haven't heard about this, I'll be glad to fill you in. I might change a few words here and there because I don't know how to pronounce certain things. So let's move forward, shall we? We already know the title of the article, posted by Fandom Pulse. After the vTuber Kirsche went through losing a sponsor and proving that a transgender activist, Anna Valens, working for Vice, defamed her, drawing tons of support from fans on the internet. She's now revealed she's left her home due to death threats sent her way from her commentary. Death threats were sent her way from Anna Valens fans, because Anna Valens decided to write hit pieces with twisted truths. False speculations is actually better, but I digress. The vTuber community was rocked this last month as relentless attacks came toward Kirsche. And for what? For being a little too edgy? For being a little more than she should be in some people's opinion? Do we not practice individuality anymore? Do we not practice listening and not judging? Hell, I'm not practicing it in this video, so I guess not. Kirsche has been known for her right-leaning commentary, and she has drawn a huge fan base from her entertaining streams, but also attacks from leftists in gaming who want her and anyone with viewpoints who disagree with them deplatformed in the process. This is the... This is the problem. If someone disagrees with you, get rid of them. If someone disagrees with me, I agree to disagree, or I try to see why they think the way they think. I try to see their viewpoint. Why none of you can seem to do this is beyond me. But any competent human being, any self-respecting individual has the ability to hear someone's opinion and go, that's great, I don't agree, but I'm glad that you stand behind what you believe in. And they don't get so petty as to try to deplatform someone that they don't agree with. They don't get so petty as to try to silence someone who has a differing opinion from them. Are we in preschool? Are we children? If you have a different opinion than me and I don't agree with it, we should be able to agree to disagree and still value those opinions. We shouldn't try to wrap a muzzle around somebody's mouth. I would rather speak my mind than be silenced by people who don't agree with me. And I would rather those same people speak their minds than they themselves be silent because I don't agree with them. It's just really sad that that viewpoint is not shared between both sides. It's sad that there are sides. Grow up. That's life. Not everyone's going to agree with you because if they did, it would be boring. So, the controversy began when a gaming company dropped her as a sponsor after she had been helping them build a fan base for years. Mind you, they weren't paying her during that time. She literally enjoyed the game so much that she went out of her way to advertise for them and advocate for them. Also assisting with development. I didn't know about that. Assisting with development and finding bugs and the like off stream, much to the shock of her and her fans. So she went out of her way to be a programmer for your game as well. God, I hope your game crashes and burns. Anyway. Oh, you disloyal. I remember making a promise to my adoptive father that I would be at his home all summer to cut the lawn and rake the leaves for $20 every day. California, dry heat, biking from my tent, which I was living in at the time, all the way across town, about 10 to 15 miles every single day. And about 6 or 7 days in, I didn't want to keep doing it. And I asked a friend of mine, hey, should I keep doing this? I really don't want to. And all that friend had to ask me was, did I promise my adoptive father that I would do it? And I had given my word. So I kept doing it all summer. And at the end of the summer, he gave me an extra $40, told me thank you, told me he was happy he knew he could count on me. And that was the best $40 I ever made because it came with a lesson. The same lesson that another mentor I have taught me. The same lesson that matters most in this world. You value loyalty above all else. Period. End of discussion. And when someone is disloyal to you after you have been nothing but loyal to them, you do not hesitate to cut them from your lives. But I wouldn't expect these people attacking Kirsche to know what loyalty is. Kirsche then came under fire from a transgender activist, Anna Valens. Well, we already knew about this. This was mentioned earlier. But she came under fire from Anna Valens, defaming her and riling up other media outlets to do the same. Kirsche fought back, calling out the defaming and threatening to sue Vice, the company allowing Anna to post these ridiculous articles, who promptly took the articles down and removed them because of their context. See, this is what happens when someone says something that is completely honest. Things like this, being threatened to be sued, don't matter because there is no defamation. There is complete honesty. There is no twisting of the truth. There is no false speculation. There is no opinionated damnation. But this was not that case, and Vice realized that, and they pulled down the articles when threatened with legal action. You are allowed to take legal action against someone. It's called serving them papers, and you're allowed to do it for defamation. However, the drama didn't end there, and it didn't end because of other people saying other misleading things. Laura Isguire. Yeah. I'm going to throw your name in here just in case it's not in this article. Comparing Kirsche to a Nazi group for serving papers to Vice and for having those articles taken down. Really? Let me tell you something, Laura. There is a difference between taking legal action for someone defaming you and someone bursting down your door in the middle of the night, dragging you out into the street, telling you to bite a curb right before they put a boot in the back of your head, instantaneously killing you or knocking out most of your teeth and leaving you a mess on the ground. These are two very different things. These are two very different scenarios. Now, moving on. Because of this drama, Kirsche has revealed that she has to leave her home due to threats she has been receiving, which are interfering with her streaming business. It's not just interfering with the streaming business. These threats aren't just going to Kirsche. I bet they are going to her sponsors. I bet they are going to people who are associated with her. But also, it's also affecting the home life. Because you don't know if any of these crazy people are going to leave a pipe bomb in your mailbox or follow you home, figure out where you live, attack you in the middle of the night, attack you on the way out of your house when you have to go do something. You don't know the extent of how crazy someone might be. And she shouldn't even have to worry about it, but here we are. On May 23rd's live stream, she opened saying streams may be scuffed for a little bit because I'm not going to be at my mold cave, aka her house. It's actually kind of funny. She calls it a mold cave. That's correct in a lot of ways. Anyway, for safety reasons, I'm not going to be at my mold cave for a while. If it was just the interfering with her streaming business, she probably wouldn't leave her home. But it's the fact that some of these threats are probably so disturbing or so just... It doesn't even matter. A lot of these threats make her feel not even safe in her own home. The one place you were supposed to feel safe and secure, she doesn't feel safe there. She went on to reveal that she is going to be in a place where her internet might be shaky for a while, and that she wasn't sure if she could quad stream to different destinations before asking if Starlink would be a viable option for her to continue streaming. During this, she said that she likely would be on YouTube for most part if she ended up having to restrict herself to one platform for streaming. At least she'll still be streaming. But apparently there have been multiple threats that she's shown to the police department, and she'd prefer to go away for a while and not have to deal with it. That means that there are so many threats coming in that it's just easier to step away. It's not worth it. She says that she's already been in the vTuber news cycle for over a month now, for doing nothing more than being a little edgy and having fun. Not being hateful, not insulting anyone, just doing her own thing, her own brand of sense of humor, her own brand of self. Which I've watched a few of her streams. It's not that bad. I don't want to be in the real news cycle because I ventilated some mentally ill person who came here to try to harm me. She is literally afraid that someone's going to find out where she lives and harm her, because that is the way that these people know how to silence someone when deplatforming them or trying to cancel them doesn't work. Instead of saying, I agree to disagree, they just go, nope, you can't live anymore because you think differently than me. The culture war has escalated now to a point where there's a clear targeted harassment campaign against right-leaning influencers. Well, I guess here I am. Because while I sit on the fence, I lean more towards the right than the left, so come for me. I'm okay with that. And then when the influencers get real dangerous threats, the SJW activists involved claim they're being harassed to try to deflect from their cancel campaign. Anna, I don't care if you're being harassed. It is still your duty to go tell your followers not to threaten people. Even if they don't listen, you still did your due diligence. Obviously, it should go without saying that no one should ever harass anyone in real life over streaming commentary, and that death threats are so far over the line it's absurd. Thank you. I'm not the only one. I really didn't need to read that to know I'm not the only one, but at least it's also in this. If you are streaming, you're playing a persona. This is not who I am in real life, but this is a personality. This is the personality I have chosen. And there are different personalities because I'm a little cooked up in my brain. But anyway, the person writing this article feels the left has been getting more unhinged since the third election of Donald Trump. You know, actually that correlation does kind of match up. It has gotten really bad. And these types of situations are only getting worse as these people lash out further because of their lack of power. That's what it comes down to, isn't it? Because when none of us, the, rational-minded human beings have power, we're okay with that. It means we're not ready for it, or we're just okay with it. It's not about power. It's always been about doing the right thing, even if you disagree with it. But for all of these kinds of people, these people sending death threats online and these people writing false articles and twisting the truth, for all of these people, it's about power. They feel small, so they have to make other people feel small in order to get their tiny micro okay. Alright. Anyway. The activists are presumably organizing on Blue Sky. It's always Blue Sky. It's just... Now Twitter's right-leaning. I'm sorry, X. And then there's Blue Sky, which is left-leaning. Why can't we just sit in the center of the road and have a conversation, and agree to disagree, and educate each other? You close-minded, ill-tempered, childish. Oh, goodness. You make it very hard not to insult you. You make it very hard. You know what? Educate yourself. Not that you will, but you should. They're presumably organizing on Blue Sky, where it's been alleged someone posted Kirsche's docs. Well, that makes a whole lot more sense. People that dox should be put in prison for 10 to 15 years. And they should have to pay for that person that they doxed to be moved to a new location. They should have to pay for the moving company, first month's rent, just all of it. It is never okay to dox somebody. Ever. That completely takes away the... How would you feel if you were doxxed? How would you feel? Oh, this is how we're treated. Oh, this is how we're always treated. Oh, we're always bullied. Oh, boo, 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 boo. You bully people, you get bullied. An eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. You seem to have forgotten about that. I bet in response, Kirsche won't dox you, even though you deserve it. But that's the difference between a normal thinking human being with empathy and a narcissistic asshole. I think that's meant to say deplatforming attempt of her and others going on. Fandom Pulse. And you know what? Laviteca and Polycon stand with Foxu. We stand with Kirsche. What do I think about this situation involving Kirsche? Having to leave her home. I think it's heinous. That's the first thought that comes to mind. I think it's foul. This is never okay. I hope that you people, and I say this genuinely after everything, I hope you people who did this and who think that this kind of thing is okay get the help that you need. So I thank you all for listening. I hope you all have a blessed day or evening, depending on when you're listening. And until we meet again, thank you.